oh boy. The one time of the year I can actually play this. Welcome back to another video, and it is Christmas time! It is December, the day of the Christmasing and stuff that happens. And first off, I must apologize for the lack of videos over the past couple of weeks. I think my last one was my Halloween video, which was a lot of fun to shoot, but my life has just been so crazy. It's a Wonderful Life is over and done with. So that was a stage play that was kind of eating up a lot of my time, and I had work, and my one memory card just decided it didn't want to work, and then my internet broke my wireless adapter, so I had to go out and buy another one. So, anyway, on to the toy that we're going to be doing today. Now, this is sort of a strange video, because, well, we're talking about a Transformer from Japan. We are doing Takara Legends LG, I want to say it was 52, it's right there on the side of the box. LG 52, Target Master Misfire. Now, he also comes with a headmaster, but he doesn't have a name, as far as I can tell. A lot of the box is in Japanese, and I don't read Japanese, unfortunately. However, it is a very nice box. You have the Target Master here, with the figure in his vehicle mode there. Nice picture of Misfire there on the side, very, very cool. Now, on the back of the box, you have things and stuff that I can't read. You have his ship mode, you have his gun mode, you have his everything. Target Master can sit in there. You have a nice, really funny picture there. I really like that picture. I don't know why, I just think it's really cute and funny. Not really much more to say about the packaging, to be honest. I know they dropped it on the ground, which I normally wouldn't save this packaging, but it's Takara Tomy packaging, and it's kind of worth saving. And it's got this kind of vintage style on the side. It's got that cross-cell shaded look to it. So this is going in the closet where everything else is. So here is the figure himself. Now this Misfire is curious. No wonder the figure himself. Now he is a bit of an odd figure. He is really nice, and I am so very glad that I decided to pick this guy up instead of the regular Hasbro version. Well, I don't necessarily regret my decision. I did pay like 3 times as much for this guy as I would have for the regular deluxe because he was a Takara import. $40 later, here he is. Now, I'm going to be sticking with the main robot for now, because one of his accessories is his gun, which I will get to in the next part of the video. Now, the main part of the toy is actually really good. It's based loosely off of the Trigger Happy mold, which I have here, and we'll do a comparison in a moment. There are some similar aspects, but the transformation and a lot of the molding is a lot different on Misfire than it is on Trigger Happy. So, the articulation is basically the same, so I'm not really going to go over that too much. If you have the Trigger Happy mold, you know this figure's articulation. The head is pretty much standard Target Master fare. Now, it is a very nice head, but it doesn't look a whole lot like Misfire's head. One thing I like about this is these are painted to sort of give the illusion that they're part of his head. I really like the fact that the side of the legs and the arms are painted. You come around to the back, not really a whole lot. But one thing, due to the way that he pegs in to the body, he has 2 faces facing forward, which is weird. He's like Two-Face. As you can see, there's not a lot that's the same on these guys. I mean, I guess maybe the helmet, but that's about it. Maybe they were going for more of a Matumti look on this guy. I don't know. I haven't ran into Misfire in the Matumti yet. So, transforming the little headmaster. Easy as pie to do. And jablamo. There you have it. And it does have a nice level of detail and a nice level of paintwork, which my camera is having a hard time focusing on. Focus! Whew, there we go. So it is having a hard time focusing on it because it is so small. But there is a lot of paint here that is not on a regular Hasbro version. So as you can see, there is a big difference between the two, although they are essentially just the same thing. This one's face is painted, this one's is not. These have bits on the side that are painted to look more like a head. This one does not, although it is all blue anyway, so. There are the 2 different noodles. And being a headmaster, you can swap the heads around. So you can have Misfire's body piloted by Trigger Happy, but it just looks kind of silly to me. Now this is Aimless. Got him right this time, because in my original Generation 1 video, I had a terrible habit of calling Misfire Aimless and Aimless Misfire. So Misfire is the guy, and Aimless is the gun, and one thing that this guy has over the Generation 1 Rapscallion. So here's the G1 guy. Really clunky, and mind the legs are really bad. So this guy is prone to breakage on his legs. Right there, you can see mine are breaking, so I'm not going to transform this guy. So fortunately, Misfire comes with a new Aimless, and this guy is really cool. Now the transformation is very similar to the original, where you just bring the waist back, flip up the torso, and then flip up the guns. And there you have him basically done. Just rotate his arms around, which are on a little ball joint. Rotate his head around. Orient the feet properly. And kaboom! There you have little Aimless. And he's so cool! I love this little guy. He is so cool. He's worth the price of admission for him and Misfire alone. I think this guy is spectacular. He has arms, his little ball joints here. He's got a hinge at the waist, but it is individually done, so you can have him go like, hello my baby, hello my honey. And you can have his knees bend, so he can be doing the whole Sentai jump. You know. Now, the only other Target Master that I could find that I have in my collection, aside from Masterpiece Firebolt, Classics, Cyclonus's Nightstick. And they're roughly the same size. Misfire is a little smaller. But overall, the transformation is basically the same for these guys. Misfire has a little bit more articulation. His arms are ball jointed, and he's got knees, whereas this guy is just because they are the turrets, or they are the barrels of the guns. So Aimless is a very nice addition. Now again, they are not very much G1 toy accurate, because Aimless, as you can see, can you see? As you can see, Aimless has a golden face here on the new toy, whereas on the older toy, he had a red face. Now, getting the two Misfire side by side, you can see a lot of the design cues from the G1 guy that are in the new guy. Like these little black sections on his arms. Sections on his arms are there. You have the vents on his chest redone up here, right here. The wings on his arms are redone here, although a lot better on this guy. The backpack is the front of the jet mode, hover mode, which is the same on here, only his becomes an entire backpack, whereas his is just this section here, which, to be honest, I like more. The leg wings are here, but they're very much a trigger-happy carryover. And that's basically it for the homages to Misfire. But now for some articulation. His head is on just a standard Target Master ball joint, so it will go all over the place, look up, down slightly. His arms are a little limited due to the wings, but you can pull them out of the way, so you do get a nice range of motion, not quite 360 degrees, sorry. It does get hindered there by the wings, slightly. Up and down movement here on that hinge. You do get a bicep swivel and an elbow bend, and you also get hands that pull in and tab out. Which these are much more solid on Misfire than they are on my Trigger Happy. The waist swivels very nicely, as it should. Ball jointed waist. Thigh swivels, if I can get the waist to stay put. Thigh swivels. Really deep knee bend, but that's mainly for transformation. And the feet do move slightly. So, this guy can be really expressive if you want him to be. He's super, super nimble, and I really do enjoy that. Now, one thing that I'll say about the Misfire is that a lot of people were reporting that his legs were kind of weak. I never had that problem, and I am fortunate that I don't have that happen in my Misfire. So, if it was a problem with your Trigger Happy, it seems to have been fixed on Misfire. So shall we do some size comparisons? Here we have Misfire, and here we have his friend Trigger Happy. Classic Cyclonus. Classics Mirage, I believe this is a BotCon variant. I don't know, I bought them for 20 bucks at last year's TFCon. G1 Misfire, and because it's my channel, we have to do MP10. And now, for one final comparison that's been several years in the making, Cybertron Galvatron. Transformation is actually really simple. Now that was a fun and interesting transformation. It's been so long since I've been able to say that. Yes, this is the reason why a lot of people have bought Misfire. You just don't see vehicle modes like this anymore. It's weird, it's pink, it's bright pink. This is Misfire, to me, 110%. He's weird, I don't know if he swims, if he flies, if he rolls on the ground. I mean, he doesn't have any wheels, so how would he roll? But still, this is Misfire. This is so cool. This is what sold me on the toy. Because, like, the Hasbro one looks okay, but this just nailed it for me a little bit more. And, like, I'm super into how X-Wing, Starfighter-ish Trigger Happy is, and they just seem like a perfect pair. I don't know where they came from or what they're due, but I feel like I'd want to fly them. As you can clearly see, this is where the toy takes its most cues from G1. It's got the cut in the nose, it's got the wings on the front, got the backward facing wings like Cyclonus, the legs even become the backpack here. Backpack? Why did I say it so weird? Backpack. Backpack here with the thrusters. These don't have thrusters, but you could get away with saying those are thrusters maybe. Use your imagination. The one thing that's kind of sad about the new guy is he doesn't have any landing gear, really. You just have to plunk him down. Not a big deal because most of the time they're displayed in robot mode, but for ship dynamic swooshing and then like taking off and landing kind of things, it is kind of a bummer that you don't really have any landing gear like you do on this guy, or even on Trigger Happy. He had the one wheel that came out, that was fine. Coming in closer so you can see the level of detail that's going on this ship. It is absolutely fantastic on the top here. Just really cool, nice and slick. You flick it around to the underside, spin it around to the underside, and you have a lot of nice detail in here. Super cool. I love the details here under what you'd never see. The wings have this nice detail to them. It's just super awesomely detailed, and I love it. Now you can fit the little Titan Master in here, or the Headmaster in here, which I prefer calling them Headmasters to Titan Masters, which I don't know why I just did there. But anyway, that's Christmas, the hat. Squishing my brain. So you can fit the little Headmaster in there, and he can fly him around. Now there is a peg where you can put his Target Master, or you can use the original Target Master and plunk him on in there just like that, which is super cool. And the new Misfire can actually hold this guy, but the more I touch him, the more he's gonna break in half, so just leave him there. And there are those swishy forward wings I was telling you about, like on Cyclonus here. Super, super cool, and I really do. Actually, this guy looks more like Cyclonus than he does Trigger Happy. I mean, think about it. Here are the arms. Here are the arms. Here are the legs. Here are the legs. The torso is here. And he's got a cavity on his chest. And you fold the nose cone away into the backpack. You fold the nose cone into the backpack. So he's got really more in common with this guy than he does Trigger Happy. One last comparison, just because it is so daft. The jet mode of Cybertron Galvatron. It's so daft. And this thing just looks tiny next to him. Again, leader class, deluxe class. You can see there's a bit of a size difference. There's a bit of a size difference. Don't worry, the new boy can peg on there just the same way. And it looks just as ridiculous. I do kind of wish there was a peg for him to go under the wing. I think that would be kind of cool, but c'est la vie. So overall, the Takara LG52 Target Master Misfire with Aimless is a really good little set. I really enjoy that he comes with his gun, and that he just looks so much more iconic as Misfire, and he looks so much better in my opinion. So I'd say if you can pick this up, I'd pick it up at like TFCon or something. I wouldn't pay the aftermarket prices that it's going for. Like I said, I paid I think $50 for mine, so somewhere in that range. It was kind of ridiculous, but I pre-ordered it months ago. So This has been Rocktimus Prime with LG25 Misfire, saying hope you guys have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this, and because this will probably be my only video in December, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all.